Hi, my name is Mark Walker. I'm the editorial director at the FinTech Times. We're here in Riyadh at Seamless. I'm going to start off by asking my interviewee to introduce herself to you, the audience.
Hello, my name is Maria Medvedeva. I'm a country manager for Saudi Arabia. We've been here now 4 years and really excited to be a part of this interview.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, your role is quite extensive, looking after the whole region. Maybe shall we start off by talking a little bit about what Mastercard has been focusing on over the last few years?
Mastercard's key objective is to power economies and empower people. And what we've been doing in Saudi Arabia is exactly that. We've been building together with Saudi Payments, now with the Payments Deputyship of SAMA, an amazing innovative solution which actually took off digitization of the country from 30% to currently 70% through utilization of e-commerce technologies. So one of the key initiatives that we introduced today in Seamless is our heavy investment into Saudi Arabia, building 2 data centers and bringing our core e-commerce and fraud technologies on soil to Saudi.
Yeah. And I think we heard a little bit from Neil previously about the importance of data that really underpins everything there is within the payment space. Maybe thinking specifically around the innovation side of things. Obviously, Mastercard, I know very, very well from Europe and from the US, heavily involved in innovation. What are you doing specifically in innovation here in the Kingdom?
Innovation should be taken from different standpoints. You can innovate by bringing local relevance. You can innovate by bringing local solutions. And also you can build local solutions and take them globally. So the goal that we have as Mastercard is to build solutions and new products that can play in a global arena. So anything from a Her Voice podcast, which was a female podcast to drive diversity that we took from local and won multiple awards globally, that empowers and shows female business owners, to actual business solutions, such as solutions in multi-currency space, solutions in the BNPL or installment space that we actually implemented locally in Saudi Arabia and then looked at the global perspective of how can we be taken from here and utilized across the region and across the globe.
Yeah. And I guess with those sort of innovations, it's important to have an eye on the local culture. And is that something that you've really brought to the role and to your innovation standards?
The innovating here is different from others. And I want to share with you how it is different. Because we looked at the first globally metaverse project with a bank, local bank called ANB. They just won an award. The metaverse has really broadened their spectrum of their segment that they approached. And the bank has grown through these different innovative ideas. We will be bringing even new innovative solutions when it comes to AI and digital human to the market to ensure that local banks have this different perspective of how to attract and retain a consumer. Because the consumers are young and they really, behavior of consumers is changing constantly. To retain consumers, you constantly need to innovate in a product, in a service, in a customer experience. And this is where our strength as Mastercard is improving customer experience and looking through the eyes of the consumer. How can we drive these new innovative solutions through the eyes of a consumer? And I think that the concept we came up upon, which was called the passion approach, the passion cards, was very interesting because it touched upon the needs and wants, the Maslow pyramid of a consumer. I believe that this is where we innovate. We look at the eyes of the consumers and also we look through the eyes of the SMEs and the commercial. The SME space currently represents maybe less than 1% of the carded business in the kingdom. Commercial even less. 1.7 million SMEs are all ripe for innovation. Our goal now is to work with fintechs because we know that in the European and US zones, it was the fintechs that made difference to the payment ecosystem. It wasn't the banking sector. So here we are also working with very innovative fintechs like Sifi to really drive this difference to the CFOs and to the CEOs of SMEs.
And I guess from obviously Vision 2030 to create 500 plus new fintechs, you can only really do this with the support of a forward-thinking regulator. And I guess you have a lot of close ties in that, and they've been very supportive in helping this approach as well.
Absolutely. I believe that our close ties with SAMA, with the payments deputyship, is very important because we also bring them the perspective from other regulators. We are closely working across the schemes. We look at the best practices. We look at what has been adopted, adoption rates. We bring this knowledge and the data knowledge to the regulator for them to make informative decisions. Frankly, our role is to guide and to advise, and their role is to take the best practices, adjust it to Saudi Arabia, and then implement it. So we are always in service of the regulator here, in a close service. We are very delighted by the closeness of our relationship. And also, we fully understand the challenges that they experiences from the fraud standpoint, from ecosystem operational standpoint. And we are also working with the ecosystem to ensure that the concerns of SAMA, whether it is from the operational risk fraud standpoint, is also being considered as a part of our security by design initiatives. And really, in every one of the product and software and product offerings, we try to ensure that security by design is fundamental and the operational risks are being handled. So we are truly a technology partner. This is what differentiates us. We don't no longer look at the card as the only payment mechanism. We look at diversified payment experiences. And as a technology partner, you need to really truly understand the digitization, the operational matters, the security, the risk, the card business, the sales. So we look almost at the entire chain of the banking operation, and we provide solutions in each of these areas. And that's what differentiates, and that's what banks need in Saudi Arabia. They need a true partner to de-risk themselves in front of the regulator, to be more agile, to be more proactive, but also to be secure and stable in their approach.
Yeah, and I guess one of those other sort of areas that we probably talk about more in the kingdom is remittances, as opposed to just traditional card-based systems. So Mastercard are also working in this area as well, aren't they?
This is a product we acquired 3 years ago. And from there, we've developed and built up everything from consumer remittances to the card-to-card rails. And now we've entered the B2B space. So looking at the comprehensive solution, the remittances we have for the foreigners as a part of the financial inclusion program, because there are such corridors as Bangladesh, as India, as Malaysia, Philippines, are key corridors to empower and enable financial inclusion in the kingdom. But also we look at the top corridors where the parents send money to their kids in foreign countries, where the government transfers and transmits the subsidies to the citizens abroad and citizens in the country, as well as B2B cases where banks and, let's say, different SMEs would like to be paid, get credit, and they also need clear delivery and clear proof of payment of the delivery of their invoices. So we are here looking at comprehensive solution, all the way from consumer. And currently we work with very strong partners at Tahwil, Al Raji, in Injaz, in Newly, to drive this financial inclusion part. But also we work with SAB and other banks on more localized solutions for citizens as well.
Fantastic. And I guess this is going to be a difficult question to answer because obviously you're on the forefront of change and digitalization. What do you see is going to be the future? Things are moving very, very fast in the payment space and everything else. What do you think we'll be talking about if we were to sit here again next year?
The innovation in acceptance. I think the key word for this year is how do we drive innovation and new solutions in acceptance. Grab and go. The scenarios I was on in China, in US, there's some innovative solutions for the consumers, and the introduction of new payment methods, alternative payment methods, is something that will set Mastercard and Saudi Arabia apart. I believe it's a trend, but also I believe that we now in a unique position to innovate within acceptance space, considering that we came on soil fully into Saudi, and we fulfill and satisfy all regulatory requirements. Innovation acceptance and touching upon the pilgrims, the Hajj, so the Jeddah market, touching upon new flows of the tourists coming into Riyadh market, into Alula, into Red Sea. That would be the next big thing in the payment industry.
Fantastic. And then final question, because I know you probably need to leave us. We're obviously here at Seamless in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What is your thoughts of the conference and the show, and how have you found your experience?
We're always delighted to be part of Seamless, because here you find the high quality participants who really are looking for unique solutions. We have many conferences and they are just as well great in their value, where they introduce the products to the market. Here we introduce innovation. And I believe the difference of Seamless is introduction of innovative solutions to the market. And that's across all the markets, pan GCC, pan market, but specifically in Saudi, that's where we differentiate in what Seamless brings to Saudi Arabia.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for spending time with me at Seamless TV, powered by the FinTech Times.
Thank you.